As the dawn breaks over the green canopy of the Yucatecan forest, and the light begins to gleam over the white plaster and stone steps, your day begins. The year is 735, January 8th, the height of classical Mayan civilization. Your name is Swirling Toucan, and you currently sit on the jaguar throne of Chichen Itza. You are the king of Chichen. You are a messenger of the gods and a divine leader. Please follow closely on your journey today. I will do my best to be as accurate as possible, and I will use as much footage from my own travels in the Mayan world. But beware, there is a lot of information to go through, and sadly a lot of first-hand information from the Maya have been lost from the conquest of Mexico and the ravages of time. As you are awakened by the sound of horns and conches, deep in the plaza below, you begin to stir from your bed. Your bed, fit for a king, is a stone floor covered in feathers, woven blankets, and strewn with flower petals, with your walls engraved with depictions of the battles you've won, the kings you've slain, and the gods you worship. Your black hair lying entangled from your sleep, two servants come forward and begin greeting you, brushing your hair, offering you food and drink, and bringing you your jewelry, setting a bone nosepiece, golden finery, jade ear hoops, and your royal garments on your deformed body and limbs, bringing a bowl of water to wash your mouth and teeth with, ensuring no harm comes to your jagged and sharpened teeth, to the gold around your gums, and the jewels inset into your teeth. While this might create a fearsome appearance to outsiders, it was seen as a symbol of beauty and wealth to the Maya. You see, the Mayan kings and rulers were heavily deformed, just as you are today. Similar to the Habsburg rulers of Europe, to keep dynastic control in the family, they married their sisters, brothers, and cousins, which over successive generations led to severe deformities in their children's bodies and damage to their children's development and brain functions, often leading to disabled, stupid, or violent rulers due to these deformities. Exactly how your morning rituals occurred is unknown, and whether or not your breasts were covered is also unknown. Though it's not hard to imagine, the burning of tree resin or copal flooded the temples and palaces with fragrant aromas each morning, as exotic and luxury foods and drinks were offered by attendants to the nobility and the priests. As the nobles and priests read aloud from books written centuries before, as the bark and glyphs of the text read out through the ages. You are a Mayan king, but you are no man. You are a fierce warrior and a woman. In Mayan kingship, the title of king was never gender specific, and a woman could become king, same as a man. Taking sips of freshly made chaya juice and eating strips of crocodile meat, you will begin your day. As soft music and singing echoes through the halls of the temple, priests begin their worship of the gods, praising their good deeds, recounting fabled stories of their creation, and offering incense, feathers, blood, and food for their goodwill. You are currently at the top of the Kukulkan, or the Pyramid of Chichen. You spent the previous night at the top of the temple, speaking to the priests for an upcoming ritual, as you walk across the plastered floors, touching the smooth painted walls, and stare at the ornate ceiling decorated in scenes of the lives of the gods. You're ready to present yourself to your subjects. Your pyramid, room, and ceilings are covered in plaster of various colors. Green, blue, red, white, and black shine throughout the building. As you walk around the pyramid, the images of the gods and goddesses shine above you, a reminder of your divine rule, but also your divine responsibilities. You are the king of the land. and you must ensure the peasants understand and accept your rule. The nobility is subservient and dependent upon you, although they often believe they are better suited to rule than you are. Your duty is to ensure that the gods and goddesses of the Maya are happy, that the fields and bellies of the people are full of corn, and that the neighboring kingdoms don't take your lands and wealth. Servants bring you your staff and decorate your body in feathers, gold, large pieces of jade strung on a necklace, and placing finely woven sandals on your feet. Greeting your subjects, you remind them of your divine right to rule and your mighty power and influence over their lives, not only in the present, but in the afterlife as well. You eloquently stir images of ancient kings and glorious battles your ancestors won, and your lineage starting at the beginning of the Maya till the present day. You'll bring today's prophecies before your people and explain that there will be times of great abundance before them, and that the moon and Venus will align in the next few days. One aspect of Mayan leadership is control through prophecy. Mayan kings would use prophecies through astronomy or changing seasons to predict the near future for their residents. This was done to control the local population and give the belief that the ruler is omnipotent and can see into the future. Although this was no omnipotence, in reality, this was done through star charts and keeping track of the movement of the sun and the celestial bodies. Though this allows great power over your people, it can also spell your doom. If your prophecies are wrong, then the people may rebel against you or lose confidence in your leadership. The city below you is awake and beginning their day. People walk among the pyramids and offer words of kindness and praise to your reign, and glare of excitement and envy at the palaces and stucco walls of the pyramids. Captured enemy soldiers walk with their heads down and arms bound, while your soldiers march them towards the pyramids. These lowly men will act as servants to the nobility, or be sacrificed for the deities. Monkeys run across the stones of the city walls and thatched roofs. Iguanas begin bathing in the morning light. Snakes slither across the winding and twisting paths throughout the city, all while birds of every color fly high above, gleaming white in the reflection from the sun, singing songs of beauty to greet the city's residents. Servants carry baskets of meat to the temples and the grand palaces of the city. Luxury meats such as tapir, jaguar, crocodile, deer, agouti, and turtle are regularly eaten by the elite of the Maya in Chichen Itza, though they are far out of the reach for any commoner, with severe punishment for any peasant to take the smallest bite of these animals. People bring corn to the houses of the nobility below. Traders from far-off cities bring tropical feathers and obsidian for purchase. Slaves grind the corn, and workers bring baskets of lime and mortar for new constructions. While skilled painters depict ancient battles, the daily lives of Maya, and the daily lives of the gods and goddesses across the city. Each one of these people are fulfilling their essential role in Mayan society. As a servant approaches you bowing and offering mushrooms from a ceramic bowl, you ingest them. Unlike our modern times, these mushrooms are viewed as a way of meeting the gods, not as a recreational drug. Washing the taste out of your mouth with a cacao and chili beverage, you'll begin your offering. To the gods and goddesses of the Maya, there was no greater sacrifice than blood. To give blood was to give food, drink, and incense to the gods. Taking the ornately carved femur bone of your father, you pierce your tongue and let the blood drip onto pieces of bark paper. A servant brings a flame and lights the paper. This blood sacrifice would not only act as a way of sending the offering to the gods, but act as a form of blood incense. Inhaling the fumes and smoke from the blood and paper, your body begins to rise as the mushrooms start to take effect. For what reason the inhaling of the smoke was done for is unknown. However, the bloodletting by Mayan royalty and rulers was viewed as an honorable way of appeasing the gods, with burning the blood seen as a viable way of delivering offerings to the gods, especially Tlaloc, the rain god. Every day, Mayan rulers would give up their blood to their deities, either through piercing their tongues with obsidian or bone, or piercing their genitalia with sharpened human remains. In the city of Ekbalam, the Mayan rulers would pierce their penis with the femur bone from previous rulers, one even using the bones of his father to draw blood. You've appeased the gods for today, and they've accepted your divine offering. Walking towards the edge of the pyramid, you begin your descent, while servants quietly hold palm leaves above you so the sun doesn't scorch you, and servants below you carefully sweep each step, ensuring no dirt touches your divine body. As you approach the final step of the Great Pyramid, slaves and servants bow their backs and offer their bodies as the final steps, as a large wooden palanquin or wooden scaffold awaits you. It was believed to be unclean and unfit for a Mayan king to touch the ground, unless it was for a ceremony. Mayan kings were carried on the backs of the servants, with each servant working together to carry a large chair for you. You sit in style, and they slave away to ensure it. As you sit with a stoic face, allowing no emotion to overtake your body, you are viewed as a demigod and a messenger to the afterlife, underworld, and heavenly bodies. It was believed gods don't smile, so neither will you. In the distance, drums beat, and you order your servants to bring you to the source of the sound. As you get closer, the servants carry you on a Mayan causeway, a high road constructed of stone and plaster. As the palaces of minor nobles, temples, and bowing peasants pass you by, stone masks with jagged teeth and fierce eyes stare out of the temples, with murals depicting lives of everyday peasants, warriors, and kings dance around the walls. Approaching the source of the sound, a gleaming white and blue temple peeks out of the distance, the house of Tlaloc, the rain god. As you approach the steps of the temple, servants gently put down your throne and get on their knees, offering their bodies as steps. Walking towards the top of the temple, you are greeted by blood-stained, darkened men, wearing various leather and hide tunics with feathers in their hair. These are the priests of Tlaloc, and beside them stands a young man, with his black hair tied in a bun, his gaze staring at the floor, and wearing only enough garments to cover his genitals. This man is a sacrifice, and is clearly anxious about the ceremony. Seeing his anxiety, you offer words of encouragement, reminding this man about the role he plays and how he will be favored by the gods. You gently remind him of the god he will die for, how he will join Tlaloc in the afterlife as an ever-faithful servant. Giving the man an offering of cacao as a servant prepares to drink, grinding the cacao and singing hymns, while they pour the cacao into a ceramic vessel and blow bubbles into the drink through a straw, giving the drink to the doomed man. Luxury foods previously out of reach for this lowly man would have been placed before him. Foods such as crocodile, monkey, toucan, and local delicacies such as sour orange, mani, and figs. Bowls of black honey would be placed before the man as he greedily ate it all. As the priest read from ornately painted books recounting the story of Mayan creation, and the birth of the world, you utter 4 Aha, 8 Kumku, or August 11th, 3114 BC, otherwise known as the date of Mayan creation. While the story of the twin heroes is told, and how they defeated the lords of the underworld, monkeys begin to howl, the priests begin to shout and sing. As the blue painted walls of the temple bring the sounds of rain to your ears, the plastered frescoes of warriors begin to dance across the walls, and the drums sound like a heartbeat. The man gets on his knees. As a priest holds an axe made from polished stone, the drums get louder and louder as the priest raises the axe and lets it drop. Snakes rise from the body of the sacrificed man as his blood turns into the roots of a tree, offering life and fertility to the kingdom. In the clouds above, glimpses of the gods and goddesses appear, while feathered serpents fly across the temple ceiling. As his body is rolled down the temple stairs, making a thud with each roll, marking each step in crimson red, the ceremony is complete, and rain will soon bless the Maya lands. As the mushrooms begin to lose their hold, you retire to your palace and begin your journey back. While the servants carry you back in your palanquin, everything around you has a beautiful shimmer. Retiring to your palace, servants bring bowls of fruit and others fan you while you sit on your jaguar throne. It's been a busy day for a Mayan king. Thank you for watching, and please tell me how you felt about the video and what else you think would have happened in the day of a Mayan king.